Good afternoon, grade 10. Again, I'm your subject in music. Let's start our week 3 lesson about the non-Western African and popular music. Music in culture. Non-Western music is closely linked to religion, dance, and drama, and it can be both used for entertainment and accompaniment to everyday activities, magic rites, ceremonies, and a means of communicating message and tradition. The music of non-Western culture reflects and express the diversity of the world's language and the economic system by the musical style from pop, popular, and classical music. Their traditions has been an important source of inspiration and have greatly influenced the composer of Western music. What is an oral tradition in non-Western in Africa? A non-Western music is usually transmitted orally from the parent or a child or from the teacher to student. And it is a technique of learned by the rote and imitations, and music notations serves only a record and not for the teaching of performance. Improvisations is usually based on a traditional melodic phrase and rhythmic pattern requiring many years of training. Voices. Singing is the main way of making music in the non-Western cultures. In our musical instrument, non-Western instruments produce a wealth of sounds and come in many signs, shapes, and materials. For example, cordophone is a prominent musical instrument in Islamic and Indian classical music. From the melody, rhythm, and texture, non-Western in African music emphasize melody and rhythm rather than the harmony or the polyphony. What are the music of Africa? The African continent can be subdivided into North Africa in Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt, and Sub-Saharan Africa wherein the country of Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, and Angola on the Black Africa. The music of Africa is used to entertain as part of the dancers, plays, religious ceremonies, marriage, and death. From the musical message, in Africa, music is a social activity in which almost everyone participates. There is no musical notations, and musical traditions is transmitted like history and folk song. In 1960, sounds of rock music by black performer was called soul, a term that emphasized its emotion in its gospel roots and its relationship to the black community. We have the elements of African music. In elements of African music are highly emphasized in African music, reflecting a close link with dance. Different instrumental instruments in African, we have bells, rattle, drum, trumpets, xylophone, and flutes. The African singers use a wide and variety of sounds: whisper, hum, drum, shout, imitate animal sounds in yodel. There are songs accompanied by percussion instruments. In African, music is often homophonic and polyphonic with many voices, singing same melody of different pitch level. In a Western style dance and music, we have the number one is a jazz. Was created by musicians predominantly African Americans performing in street bars, brothels, and dance halls of New Orleans and other southern cities. Banda jazz can be described as generally of music rooted in improvisations and characterized by the psychopic rhythm and steady beat, and destructive tone colors and performance techniques. Since it's the beginning of a jazz has developed a rich variety of substyle, such as a New Orleans or in the Dixieland, by singing bebop, cool, free jazz, and jazz rock. We have also an outstanding jazz musician include Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, Charlie Parker, and John Coltrane. These are in the American band's music was a major influence in jazz music, and by John Philip Sousa in 1854 to 1930. Another included in the Western style dance in music is a ragtime. It is a generally a double meter, 2/4, perform a moderately marched tempo. The king of ragtime, was cut top lead in 1868 to 1977. It is a generally also in 1890s, ragtime is the leading style of music developed primarily by the black pianists who played in salons in dance halls. From the blues, it is a style of vocal music originally among Americans that involves bend, notes, and slide or pitch. The blues are produced by slightly lowering or flatting the third to fifth and seventh notes of major scale. Swing is a new jazz style developed in 1920s, played most by big bands with 15 members. A leading of musicians included Coleman Hawkins and Lister. Featured singers were Bible Holidays, Elisa Fitzgerald, and Frank Sinatra. Bebop was a complex style usually for the small style of jazz groups and meant for alternative listening than dancing. Melodies of bebop are phrased are often varied and chords might have 6 to 7 notes rather than 4 or 5 characteristics or earlier jazz. Rock also is a vocal music with a hard driving beat, often featuring electric guitar arrangement and heavily amplified. So the early rock grew out of rhythm and blues, a dance music of Africans and Americans music that included the blues and the jazz. So the singing style of rock is drawn largely from the black folk and country in Western music. In the popular music, a new era of music began in 1964 with the American tour of Beatles, an English rock group to have been very influential in history of rock music. In the Latin American dances, all rumba is a Latin American dance that originate in Cuba. It is a courtship dance that shows erotic and passionate tone with a slow, pulsating, romantic music. Another one is samba. A samba is the national dance of Brazil. The dancer mostly give a gay, flirtatious, and exuberant movement requiring a different pelvic or tilt action. Foxtrot is characterized by long, continuous flowing movement and feeling of elegance and sophistication across the dance floor. Another, cha-cha, is a popular Latin American dance where the dancer uses a slight triple hip adulation into slow count. So kids, that's all for today's lessons about the non-Western African in popular music. By the chapter review, that the music of non-Western culture reflects and expresses the diversity of the world. And the music of Africa features rhythm and polyrhythm sounds in the wide variety instrument ensemble. And the jazz was created by musicians. By the African to American, it can be described the music rooted. And the other musical style included ragtime, blues, swing, bebop, rock, reggae, funk, or rapping. So that's all for today's lesson in Activity 1 and 2. In your module, please answer the following direction. For more updates, please monitor our e-class online learning system. Thank you and goodbye, grade 10.